Good evening. It's nice to have a full house. Welcome to the Common Council meeting. Today is Tuesday, January 9th, and the time is 7 p.m. The meeting has been appropriately announced and noticed, and we have attendees both in person and via Zoom this evening. Item 1 on the agenda is a roll call. I'll ask our clerk to call the roll.
Mayor Kim Smith,
Here.
Dan Stevens,
Present.
Stephen Knott,
Present.
Leanne Stokes,
Here.
Larry Jurassic,
Present.
Diane Wolf,
Here.
Sean McAllister.
Here.
Thank you. Item 2 is the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3 is the rules of the City of Onalaska Common Council and its subcommittees. This is a harassment-free forum. The City Council and subcommittee meetings shall be conducted in a courteous manner. Citizens, council, and committee members shall be allowed to state their positions in an atmosphere free of slander, obscene remarks, or threats of violence. Sufficient warnings may be given by the Sergeant at Arms or the chair at any time during the remarks, and in the event that any individual shall violate the rules of decorum as set forth, such person may then be cut off from comment or debate. Item 4 is public input. This is an opportunity for members of the public to address the Common Council. If you choose to do so, please begin by stating your name and your address and limiting your comments to 3 minutes. Just for clarity, we do have item 5 following this is a public hearing, where people will have an opportunity also to speak. It's your discretion, but this public input is for general input. Anyone who would like to speak? Welcome.
Thank you. I'm Paul Klipp. I'm a member of the Eagle Condo Association, and I'm just here with Dan Thompson. Oh, I'm sorry, my address is N4537 Meadowwood Road in Onalaska. And just to answer any questions that you might have about the condo association, about vacating the property adjacent.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to address the Common Council this evening? Second call for anyone wishing to address the Common Council. Third and final call for anyone wishing to address the Common Council this evening. Public input is now closed and we'll move to the public hearing. This is to consider adoption of a final resolution to vacate and discontinue Overhill Drive in the city of Onalaska, La Crosse County, Wisconsin. This item will be addressed later in the agenda via Resolution 1-2024 under the Planning Director Report, item 10. But I'll open the public hearing now to give people an opportunity to speak. I'll ask first if anyone would like to speak in favor of this final resolution to vacate and discontinue Overhill Drive. Second call for anyone wishing to speak in favor. Third and final call for anyone wishing to speak in favor of this item. That portion of the public hearing is now closed and we'll continue and ask if anyone would like to speak against the resolution to vacate Overhill Drive. Second call for anyone wishing to speak against. Third and final call for anyone wishing to speak against. The public hearing is now closed, and as I mentioned, the council will discuss this item later in the agenda. Item 6 is a report from the mayor of an exciting section tonight. First off is recognition of full-time firefighter EMT Jacob Warren on completing his 1-year probation. So if Jeremy wants to come up. Welcome, Jeremy Southward, our Assistant Fire Chief.
Thank you. Tonight, we have the opportunity to recognize firefighter Jacob Warren on completing his 1-year probationary period here with the Onalaska Fire Department, and he will receive his pin here shortly. Jacob has been involved with the fire service since 2010, working towards his associate's degree in fire science. He also has joined the Pickwick Fire Department, currently serving as well on the Town of Campbell Fire Department, as well as the Lewiston Ambulance. Jacob is excited to successfully complete his one-year probation, which closely mirrors his excitement for the Packers making the playoffs. Jake is an avid outdoorsman and has even been rumored to have be a podium finisher for the Tri-County Bass Club. And tonight, Jake is joined by his A-shift crew and will receive his pin by good friend Mitch Schulte. Wow, Jake. Get it out.
You can just stay there. Okay, the next up is the promotion and badge pinning of firefighter EMT Jared Benson to the A-shift lieutenant.
All right, today we also have the honor of recognizing Jared Benson on his promotion to A-shift lieutenant. Jared has been involved in the fire service since 2005, serving in a whole host of roles throughout that time, having served with the Stoddard Fire Department, the Mount Horeb Fire Department, and the Verona Fire Department before finding his home here in Onalaska. Today, to say that Lieutenant Benson is a dedicated member of the fire service and this organization would be an understatement. Times are few and far in between when you won't find Jared around the station helping out with the vehicle, working on projects, or responding to calls on his off days. If you don't see Jared around the station, he is more than likely patrolling the local waterways, assuring that fun is being had by all. Tonight, Jared is joined by his dad, Jim, his stepmother, Christy, and will be pinned by his wife, Jamie. Congratulations, Jared, on taking this step into the new leadership role within our organization. Thank you.
Congratulations, both of you, and thank you so much. Item C, recognition of the retirement of investigator Pete Chakowski and appreciation for his 38 years of service. I'll call Chief Eschbeck.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I would just, if possible, I would just like to recognize all of my staff here listed tonight that is retiring. It's not every year that you lose 122 years of experience and training and dedication to the city. So it's a little bit sad to lose some really great, dedicated and loyal employees and servants to our citizens of Onalaska, but they have been true warriors and have served the city well. So I'm proud to call them friends and I wish them the best. We tried convincing Pete to stay a couple more years so he could beat Fred's record, but we just couldn't get it. So Fred's record stands, I believe. But anyway, just a shout out to all of them and thank you to them for their service.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Item D is recognition of the retirement of Officer Terry Lund and appreciation for his 30 years of service. And then item E, recognition of the retirement of Officer Barry Holm and appreciation for his 29 years of service. So thank you all very much. We appreciate you. Next up, recommendation for approval and or possible action from the following committees, commissions, boards, or officials. All items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine and will be enacted in one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member requests removal, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in the order of business in the non-consent agenda. Are there any items the councilors would like removed from the consent agenda? Leanne Stokes.
Thank you, Chair. Item 7B, Personnel Committee, for information only, the recruitment update, and this is because we did not have a meeting. And so Joanne would, or excuse me, Amy would like to go over some of that stuff.
Thank you. Any other items the counselors would like removed from the consent agenda? Okay. Not,
Your Honor, I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
okay, I have a motion on the floor by Alderperson Dan Stevens. It's been seconded by Alderperson Diane Wolf to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. The consent agenda is passed. Now we will do a recap of the items pulled from the consent agenda. And we'll go ahead and cover the Personnel Committee item that was pulled first, which was for information only. We'll ask Amy to give us that update. And then we'll do finance right after that.
Good evening. As noted in your packet, we've got a recruitment update for the month of December. So we've got a number of happenings going on with recruitment. We had 3 positions of our regular positions filled in December. Our recreational coordinator, our public works maintenance worker mechanic, and then our sales and marketing coordinator. We've got a number of other postings underway at various stages. Currently, as of date, as you can see listed, we've got another recreational coordinator. Obviously evidenced by tonight, we've had our fire lieutenant, obviously, that went through into January as well. A maintenance worker, police officer, we do have 3 individuals underway to start in January on schedule for that. The one thing I would note for police officer, we are still actively accepting applications. That is an ongoing recruitment. And we are looking to continue with that recruitment and build our eligibility list. Firefighter EMT, we've got an estimated start date in February for that individual. And then we are accepting applications for parks laborer. Actually, that ended at January 4th. Our event coordinator deadlines this week, and our custodian is open until filled as well as our HR part-time assistant. We've got a number of ongoing seasonal vacancies as well that we'll be posting and getting underway as well. Any
Thank you so much for that update. Does anyone have any questions? Thank you for all you do. Item 9, Finance Committee. I'll turn it over to Leanne Stokes.
Thank you, Chair. The voucher section, item 9A. The following is a list of monies expended since the last Common Council meeting dated December 12th, 2023. These payables include a percentage 40.2% in 2022 compared to 35.42% in 2023 of taxes collected through December 31, 2023 to the taxing entities. The total is $14,771,790.91. And I'd like to turn it over to Sabrina.
All right, thank you. So as Leanne mentioned, this month is a larger voucher just because of the taxes that are collected. We collect the full tax amount and then we have to pay money back to the school district. So I complete what's called a settlement of the January tax roll. What I can tell you is that part of that $14 million is an $8 million check that will be going to the school district of Onalaska, over $600,000 going to the school district of Holmen, over $1 million going to Western Technical College, and just about $3 million to the County of La Crosse. So that's a large piece of that $14 million. So that is what is before you for approval.
Motion to approve the vouchers aforementioned.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor to approve the vouchers. The motion was made by Leanne Stokes and it was seconded by Sean McAllister. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Back to you, Leanne.
Item 9B, 2023 general fund financials. Sabrina?
Thank you. As Leanne mentioned, we, due to a very small agenda, we did not have F&P in the month of January. So in your packets tonight, starting on page 7 is the general fund financials. If I can draw your attention to page 11, Our total revenues to date is 11,560,104. We did budget $10,926,530. So we are ahead of our budgeted revenues. As of November 31st of 2022, we were 2.5% over budget, our budgeted revenues, which is a good thing when it comes to the revenues. And at the end of November of 2023, we're at 5.8%. So we are ahead of where we were at in 2022 for revenues. Then if I can draw your attention to page, I believe it's 23. 23 will give us our total expenses through November 30th of 2023. What's remaining for total expenditures is 15.09%. As of November 30th, 2022, we were at 14.37%. So again, still trending ahead of where we were at last year at this time.
Motion to approve and place on file.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion by Leanne Stokes. It's been seconded by Stephen Knott to accept the 2023 general financial statement. Is there any discussion? Not seeing or hearing any. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously.
Item 9C, the 2023 Omni Center financials. Sabrina?
Thank you. So next in your packet, starting on page 24, is the Omni Center financials. If I can draw your attention to page 27, this will show us our total revenues to date. Our total revenues to date is $753,053.27, which is ahead of our budgeted revenues of $650,973. So we are 15.68% above our budgeted revenues. And as of November 30th of 2022, we were at 13.57% over our budgeted revenues. Other things that I'd like to note in regards to revenues for the Omni Center, there will still be a journal entry that has to be done in regards to liquor sales, which will be approximately $65,000. We will also still have a transfer for fourth quarter room tax as well, which I'm estimating between $30,000 and $40,000 for that as well. So those are some revenues that we will still have. And then also our December regular revenues in regards to ice usage and so forth. Then if I can draw your attention to page 29, to our total budgeted expenditures. We are sitting at a negative 6.62%. As of November 30th, 2022, we were at 2.75% remaining. So we are slightly ahead in regards to expenses, in regards to having more expenses. As you can see, our variance is still a favorable variance of $59,684. So I feel confident that we'll come out ahead in regards to a surplus for the Omni Center as well.
Motion to approve the 2023 Omni Center financials and place on file.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Leanne Stokes. It's been seconded by Stephen Knott to approve the 2023 Omni Center financials. Is there any further discussion? Alder Stevens?
Thank you, Your Honor. Sabrina, is this, with the expenses being higher, is that a product of there just being more activity at the Omni Center? And that would explain, like, the enhanced revenue is because they're doing more and they have to spend more because they're doing more, right?
Yes, that's part of it, as well as we're finishing up a branding. We had some branding from 2022, some dollars remaining. So that's part of the additional expenditures as well.
And then the second question is the enhanced revenues from operations, or does that count room tax?
That does count room tax.
Okay, thank you for that. Is there any other questions? All right, motion on the floor is to approve the financials and place them on file. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Item 10, Planning Director Report. A resolution 1-2024, resolution to vacate and discontinue Overhill Drive, City of Onalaska, La Crosse County, Wisconsin. Katie Aspenson.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the final step to consider the vacation discontinuance of Overhill Drive. We've had the public hearing, all the notices have been appropriately set, and we have not received any feedback other than from the abutting property owners that are eager to take ownership. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Is there any questions?
Your Honor, hearing no public input for or against, I'll move that we approve resolution 1-2024 to vacate and discontinue Overhill Drive in the city of Onalaska.
I'll second it.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Alder Stevens. It's been seconded by Alder Jurassic to approve resolution 1-2024. Is there any more discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. And thank you those who came in for this item. Item 11, City Administrator Report. I will turn it over to Rick Niemeyer for updates on various city projects.
Thank you, Mayor. You should have the report in front of you. There should have been a hard copy that was printed up, and if not, okay, I will get you a hard copy of this, but I will go over it briefly and then I'll get you a hard copy of it. My apologies. So I just wanted to update you on the strategic planning. I have updated you in the last couple of months regarding that. So next week, we will be starting our meetings in regards to our strategic planning. The department heads will be meeting on the third Wednesday of each month. We have our employee group. They'll be meeting on the third Thursday. And then the council and mayor will be meeting at 5:45 just prior to each council meeting starting in February. And that will go through June or July, depending on how long the process takes. So that's where we are with strategic planning. Website update. Our new website is currently under review by department heads and staff. The content has been migrated over so we can view it in the new format. We'll just have to do some editing of it, significant editing of it once we get the training. There are a couple of trainings that are scheduled for February that will teach staff on how to edit on the new website. So that'll be coming up as well. Tomorrow, Person Stokes and I will be traveling to Madison. We will be attending the hearing on the Senate Bill 691. That is what is referred to as the Urban Towns Bill. And I'm going to give you a one-sentence overview of it. Obviously, there's more to it, but essentially, this is a bill that would permit a landowner or what is designated as an urban town that is not located within the municipality borders or jurisdiction to request connection or an extension of water or sewer. And there isn't a whole lot that the municipality can do when that request is made. Again, very brief summary, there's more to it. I did send out an email this evening that was a memo that was provided by Jared, so I appreciate him providing that, from an organization, Municipal Environmental Group. They did list a number of different objections on there as to why they are opposed to the bill. So that was emailed just a little while ago. So when you see that, and I think I'd emailed something out earlier in the week as well too. So just a couple of items that you can refer to if you have questions about what the bill is about. We are meeting with Senator Paff prior to the meeting as well. He is on this committee that will be overseeing the hearing. So we are going to meet with him prior to the meeting just to have a brief conversation with him. Excuse me. Just a heads up that there is a financing timeline has been set for a new bonding that is going to be coming down. You guys have all been through this process before, so you're familiar with it. But I simply just wanted to give you a heads up that it's coming. So at the February Finance and Council meetings, you will be reviewing and approving the initial authorization for the bonding. And then at the March council meeting, then reviewing and approving the award resolution. You will be getting a bunch of more information, of course, prior to those meetings, but just want to let you know that that is coming up. Next Tuesday, we are conducting our active shooter training that all staff will be involved in. At 7 a.m., we will be out at the Public Works facility where we will do our first round. And then we will be going to the Omni Center at 9 a.m. and then here at City Hall at 1 p.m. City Hall will be closed at 1 p.m. for the remainder of the day that we discussed at the last council meeting. But we will be doing that on Tuesday. There have been signs posted at the doors as well as on social media letting the public know that the City Hall will be closed on that afternoon. Excuse me. Update on the community center. Plans continue to develop for the community center. We are meeting weekly just to talk about the different things that need to be determined. Also meeting with ISG regarding the layout, interior finishes and furnishings and furniture. Staff continues, and thank Dan Wick for doing a lot of this as well too, but staff continues to work on a comprehensive presentation for council that will be coming to council at one of the near council meetings. We don't want to rush it and not get you all the information that you're looking for, but you will have that presentation prior to having to make any monumental decisions in regards to what the community center is going to look like. So that does continue to move forward. The presentation will include what the programming will look like at the new facility, cost estimates, staffing plans, among other information. So you'll have all of that information coming as well. Just today, we met with Dawn, is it Jorstad, I believe her name is, from the county. She's a senior nutrition site program individual, and she provided some good feedback. And she will also assist us in meeting with the seniors and getting some additional feedback from them in the very near future. I'm going to put together some of the drawings and designs that ISG has come up with, put them at some different facilities, the community center, the City Hall, and potentially the Omni Center as well too, for people to see, so they hopefully can generate some conversation as well. I happened to stop at the Lions Club meeting this evening just to introduce myself. And since it was at the community center, we had a little bit of a conversation about this project moving forward. And several of them had already heard about it. Others had not. So we had a good conversation about what that's going to look like. So, so getting it out in the community as well. I believe you also all have seen, or if you haven't, check your email. Dan Wick did send out an email update with the number of documents attached. I believe it was last week for your review. So if you haven't seen it yet, take a look at that. That is some good information in there as well. And the last one, I was going to report on how great my ride along was today. But because the snow kind of ended a little bit faster than anticipated, my ride along with the snowplow driver was canceled. So we will plan that for another day because unfortunately, unfortunately for me, I suspect we'll get more snow at some point in time. So, but I have been able to do a police and fire ride along so far, which has been very, very good. And I will be doing a ride along with our SRO officer, Officer Blair, on the 26th. So it's just been kind of fun to get out there and see what our staff are doing and all the hard work that they're doing as well too. So that has been fun. So that is the update for this month. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that brings us to item 12, adjournment.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
We have a motion by Diane Wolf. It's been seconded by Sean McAllister. It feels wrong that we could be done this soon. But all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The time, 7:30.